Hi everyone, welcome to this Pilates practice. My name's Debbie. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself so you can shimmy forward if you've heard about me before. Otherwise, let me tell you some about I'm just going to actually say before you do start, if you are going to zoom across this bit, we're going to be using hand weights today because we're going to be working on our arms. And if you have a band, it'll be really useful. The moves that I'm going to do, we can do without the band, but if you do have one, grab it, have it nearby because we're going to be using that, and a block, possibly going to be using our block. So if you have a block, something similar to this, if you have a book or something, you could use that in the meantime until you can sort of get one. So anyway, my name's Debbie. I've been doing Pilates now for around about the last 18 years. I started Pilates from way back. I had premature menopause at the age of 29. Following the menopause, I got osteopenia, turned into full osteoporosis, and then I prolapsed a disc due to sort of weak bones and things like that. I was sick of taking medication, taking painkillers for my back, etc. So I started to look for alternatives. Pilates came up, and I haven't looked back. So Pilates works around our core strength, and that's where we support everything. So each time we breathe in, we pull in our core, and as we breathe out, we also pull the core tighter. So we hold in the core as tight as we can throughout the whole session. There will be times when we're relaxing or we're stretching and I'll say release the core, and then you just let the core relax. But other than that, we're holding it, we're supporting our spine. So if you have spinal issues, particularly lower spine, the core is what you need to work on. And I do hope if you do these practices and you continue to do them, you will build up some strength and you'll notice 100% difference in your back. You also find that a lot of people that go out walking, when they're walking along, their backs start to ache. And if you pay attention, you'll notice that your core's relaxed. You're walking along, you're just relaxed, your shoulders are slumped. If you feel that and you feel your back is bad, pull your shoulders back and down, pull that core in and start to walk. Initially, you will feel a tightening in the back and you'll think, oh, actually, this is making it worse. But as you go on, and if you're keeping that core tight, you'll find the spine will relax and it will take away that pain that you'll get as you're walking. So anyway, I'm going to pop a bit of music on. We're going to lay down onto our mats and we'll do a little bit of relaxation first. So if you take yourselves to your mats, you can either come down from your side or you can roll down. If you're going to roll down, just wait and I'll show you how we do that. Okay, so come into our mats. If you're not already laying and you want to come down with me from rolling position, we come down in what I call our C curve. So we don't just drop back, we C curve down. We hold the core and we C curve down. You should be able to get to a point, you might just be here where you're holding it with your core. If you find you get to here and you can't hold it anymore, you take behind the back of your legs and you bring yourself down from the backs of your legs so that you're not doing any damage. If you're taking it from here, you're coming down, you're curving that spine, you're holding it as long as you can, all the way down until you reach the floor. And then we're going to go for a full body stretch. Now, if you do have lower spine issues, take your feet mat width apart, lock the knees in, and we'll do our full body stretch from here. So what we do is we pull in our core, as I said earlier, we pull in our core and we push our spine into the mat. We don't let it arch. We pull our hands over our heads, we squeeze our knees in, and we push away in that position. If you don't do that, you'll find that your back will arch, you'll stretch away, and you're just causing further issues to your spine. So push it, pull the core in, push the spine down and push away and stretch down. You can do the same thing with your legs long. So you've got your legs out, you're pulling in your core, you're pushing your back into the mat and you're pushing away, you're pointing your toes, you can flex the feet, really stretch away and then relax. Relax the core, bringing your hands down by your sides. Okay, we're going to take a few moments to prepare ourselves for the practice ahead. So we're going to take some breathing and we're going to relax. So taking your hands and facing up, we're bringing the energy in. Okay, so we've got our palms facing up, they're away from the body, our feet are long or up on the mat with knees in, and the toes and feet are dropping outwards. And we start to relax here. So first of all, let's just relax our neck. So roll the head gently from side to side, releasing that neck out. We hold a lot of tension in the neck and the shoulders. We want to release and relax them. Come into centre, pulling in the core now. Pushing the back down, don't let the back arch. And bring just our chin to our chest. Shoulders are staying down, chin to chest, core tight. Hold it there. Breathing in, pulling that core tighter. And as we breathe out, hold the core and allow the head to come back down to the mat. Very gently, relax everything. Feel the weight of that head now as it just relaxes and how the neck sort of feels freer as you relax it. Relax the toes, the ankles, your calves. Allow the knees and thighs to relax. Your hip bones, your pelvis and your lower spine. Your mid-back, your stomach. Your upper back and your chest. Your hands, your wrists, your lower arms. Your elbows, your upper arms and your shoulders. Your neck, your head and your face. Just relax in there. Every single part of your body just rest. Gentle movement in the stomach as you breathe, the rise and fall of the breath. Allow the eyes to be heavy. Gently, everybody bringing their feet up so that they're mat width apart with the knees locked in. Taking your arms out to the side, and if you wish, you can take the arms into cactus arms, so that's just bending them up at the elbows. Parting the knees now, taking a breath in, holding the core, and on the out breath, allow the legs to drop over to the left hand side, just where they are, so your knees and dropping over. Keeping the eyes closed down if you can. That helps you to concentrate and really look internally to what's going on rather than focusing on what's in the room around you. On the next in-breath, pulling in the core, and at the same time you bring your legs to centre. Come into centre, breathing out but hold the core. On your next breath in, pull the core tighter, and then breathing out, core tighter, dropping the legs over to the right hand side. And when you get there, just release. Let everything relax. Core, everything. Gently breathe into any areas of tension. Ask them to soften and relax. Pulling in the core, and at the same time bringing the legs to centre, reaching centre and breathing out. Okay, let's make sure we're nice and comfortable now. We're going to go get what we call neutral spine, so this is quite good for your spine. I take my hands into a triangle shape and place them over the top of my pelvis. And as you breathe in, you're pulling in the core. Your hands will go down. As you breathe out, you're pulling the core tighter and you just tilt the pelvis upwards. And then you relax down, but you keep the core tight. Breathing in, squeeze the core tighter. Hands go down, breathing out, core tight, lifting that pelvis. Hold that core. Going down now, but core still tight. Breathing in, core Breathing out, lifting the pelvis. And do that a few times in your breath, but the whole time you're holding that core tighter. So every breath in, the core's tight. Every breath out, the core's tighter. Gently lifting up and down. It's a very small movement, but it's very effective, particularly if you hold that core, because you get into the lower muscles, lower down, making everything tight. And then rest. And now you should be in a nice neutral spine. So you might have a slight arch underneath your back. Some people have a natural curve to their spine, that's absolutely fine. Otherwise the spine should feel nicely and firm along the mat, and the core is nice and gentle. Now, when we're doing moves, if you feel that when you come back, say we've done a sideways move, and when you come back you don't feel you're quite central, lift yourself, get yourself central. Do a couple of little tilts of your pelvis, keeping the core tight until you feel relaxed and back to the neutral spine. It's very important that we keep that going. Okay, so if we have a band, this is where we're going to initially take our first band. So we're going to take it round our foot, and we're going to take our foot up into the air, and we're going to start to work on our arms for here. Now, if you haven't got a band, just take your foot into the air, and you're just going to be doing, as we are moving our hands out and we are pulling and stretching, you'll just be holding your fists tight and taking them out. Core tight, fists tight, working the muscles, working the arms. If you have a band, you can take the band, you can take it out from there. So you've got that extra little bit of tension in the arms there, a little bit more work for you, keeping the core tight all the time. Keep that core pulled in. If you feel comfortable there, you can take the left leg long. Right leg up, left leg long on the mat. If that's too much, bring it back up so the foot is flat on the mat. There's always options for you. To keep that going, keep those arms working. And also keeping the foot nicely flexed. So we're keeping the leg active as well, so we're working the legs. Even if you have the left leg down, make sure that that's nice and flat too. Come in there, releasing that foot back down, placing it to the floor. Let's take that on the other side. So again, if you've got a strap, the belt here, and taking it up, so we've got our leg nice and straight. You always have a slight bend. You'll notice that I'll always have a little bit. I never lock the leg right out because that's not good for the knee. So tiny micro bend there. Again, you've either got it here, so you're going out with our arms. So with arms nice and flexed, keeping them going there. Or we've got our band and we're opening there with that extra little bit of tension. Working the arms. Keeping the core tight. Don't forget that core's tight. That's what we're working on. And if you want to take the right leg out now, long down the floor. Don't forget to keep the feet flexed, keep the legs active. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Each breath that we take. So every time you breathe in, the core's tight, and as you breathe out, the core's tighter. Squeezing that core all the time. Just a few more here. And then releasing it down. Okay, give the legs a little bit of a shake. This time we're going to take it around both legs. We're going to take both legs up in the air. We're going to do that, and we're going to do some tricep curls here. So again, if you haven't got a band, then you just got your arms there, you're squeezing those fists and you're working them. Don't just flop because you're not doing anything. We've got core tight, we're working the legs, we have the legs up, we've got our feet nicely flexed, so we're actioning those, and we're keeping our fists nice and tight, okay? If that's too much with the legs in the air, you can obviously still bring them down so they're on the mat. Working those arms from here, your choice. It's your practice, where you are. If you're with me with a band and our legs are up, we've got a nice flex in our feet, we're working, and we're bringing our arms down here with that extra little bit of tension, bringing the arms down, tricep curls here. Core tight, in through the nose, out through the mouth. work those arms. Keep the core tight, work that core, work the legs. And then release in there. Give the legs a little bit of a shake out. Take the band to one side. Then we're going to take a nice hug in now. So we're going to take a breath in, pulling in our core, and we're going to bring our legs up from our core. Now if that's too much for you, take behind the legs here and pull the legs up. Don't put any strain on your spine whatsoever. That's not what this is about. Pilates is about strengthening the core, protecting your spine. So breathing in, and as you breathe out, you squeeze the legs in, and you release the lower spine, the mid-spine. Breath in, breath out, holding that core tight. Release. Let's do that one more time. Breathing in, breathing out, and bringing the legs down to the floor. Okay, take your neutral spine again, so hands in your triangular shape, lifting and lowering that pelvis. So you've got a nice, comfortable, don't forget, holding the core until you feel happy. And we're going to go for some bridge here. So if you've got a block, sorry, I should have said this first. So you've got your block close by. If you've got a block, book, something like that, again, it can be done without. We can do all our moves without any of the bits and pieces that I use. So getting our nice neutral spine again. Here, we're going to take it a little bit further now. So we're going to go up into bridge. So you're going to breathe in, you're going to pull in your core. And as you breathe out, as we did before, you start to tilt the pelvis. You hold the core, you squeeze the glutes now. You start to tense the legs, squeeze the legs, squeeze the glutes, squeeze that core, and you start to gradually push yourself up. Now if you have your hands down by the side for support, okay, holding it up there, keeping it tight, squeeze everything as tight as you can, breathing in there. And as you breathe out, you lower yourself back down, you keep that core tight, and you come down one vertebra at a time. Upper spine, mid-spine, lower spine, and finally your tailbone. Do not release that core, hold that core tight. Let's do that again. Breath in, core tight, breathing out through the mouth, squeezing everything as tight as you can. Squeeze those legs, squeeze the glutes, keep the core tight, and bring yourself up into that bridge. Now if you feel confident here, you can take your hands away. If you start to move around and your legs are flailing around, put your hands back down for support because you will damage your spine. Breathing in, and as you breathe out, you come back down very slowly, all the way to the floor. And we're going to take that up again, so breathing in, core tight, breathing out, core tight, squeeze everything, the glutes, the legs, squeeze those thighs, pushing yourself up. And as you reach in here, you maybe want to take your arms over the top. Again, every option is your choice, whatever you're feeling today. Breathing in, and as you breathe out, you lift the hands up and you gradually roll yourself back down to the floor. Okay, let's breathe in, pulling the core tight, squeezing, pushing ourselves up. Again, you can stop wherever you want to be. You don't have to keep coming up and taking the options that I'm doing. This time we're going to take our hands down to the side. We're going to lift up our right leg. We're going to point the right leg to the ceiling. We're going to bring it back down. We're going to put it to the floor. We're going to take the left leg up. Take the left leg up. Bring it down to the floor. This time we're just going to bring it up. We're going to point it out. We're going to do a dip. Okay, you can take the hands away if you've got that confidence for dipping. 4, 3, core tight, 2, and 1. Coming back up, hands down, take the right leg down. Let's take that on the other side, taking our left leg out, taking the hands away if you wish. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. You don't have to dip with the leg out, you can dip here. 3, 2, one, it's your choice. Pushing yourself back up. Now this is where we're going to take the block. So you're taking the block, taking your book, so you can either have it lower side down, you can have it that side, so it's sort of midway, you can have it high. I think high is extremely unusual to have. I tend to take this one, but a lot of people just like the lower one. We're just going to use it. So if you haven't got a book or anything handy, you can just put your hands underneath, so wriggle your hips and allow your hips to drop down to the support of your hands, and you hold it there. The core is still tight. We're not relaxing the core. If you've got the book, take that under, put it to sort of around about the tailbone area, and allow your hips to drop down and rest there, keeping the core tight but resting down. Breathing, core tight, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Taking the hands up. That's if you've got free hands. If you're supporting your spine, you won't have, so keeping the palms facing up. We're still bringing in the energy. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Core tight. And rest there for a few more breaths, keeping the core tight. And pushing yourself up, taking the block away, hands down by the side, wherever's comfortable for you, and slowly bring yourself all the way back down to the floor. Let's take our hug. So we're going to breathe in, pulling in our core, lifting our legs up from our core, holding behind, breathing out. So we're just reversing what we've done. We took the spine up in one direction, we're reversing it back. We're opening it out, we're letting the spine breathe. And then bring the feet back down to the floor. So here we're going to continue. We're going to start to work on our arms a bit more, and we're also going to keep that core going. So if you have weights, you can take weights. If you haven't got weights and you wanted to use something, you can use water bottles. So obviously the metal water bottle, like, I don't know if you can see it up there, obviously filled with water, not empty, so you've got some weight there. Or you can do it with just your fists and bringing yourself up without weight movement. So entirely up to you. So getting yourself into your nice neutral spine, feeling yourself that you're comfortable. The legs slightly further away this time, not quite hugging in as much as we have them for our bridge pose, but they're about hip width apart. Don't want the legs too wide. So nice and comfortable. Taking the weights into your hands and start to do gentle sit-ups. So you're just gently sitting up. You can take your hands overhead and you can sit up from there. Breathing out as you sit up, core tight. Breathing in as you come back down. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Core tight all times. So now we're going to take our feet a little bit further away. We're going to see if we can come up a little bit further. So breathing in, breathing out. Trying to keep the feet on the floor. We don't want the feet lifting up if we can help it. Breathing in, breathing out. Bringing them back down, keeping the core tight. Breath in, breath out as you come up. One more here. Keep that core tight. I know we're working our cores and our arms here. Last time we're going to take our legs long if we can. Again, every option, so you can stick to any of the options we've been doing. And you come up for a full sit up now. Making sure the core's pulled in. Trying to keep the legs nice and flat on the floor. Breathing out as you come up. Don't swing yourself up. If you can't come up from the core, then stay at a lower option. There's a lot of people, they'll tend to get here and then what they do is they can't get up and they swing themselves up. It's no good. not doing yourself any help. You're just making issues for your spine because you're jolting it. You want nice, smooth, slow movements to come up. We've just got 3 more to do here. Keeping that core tight. Wherever you are, whatever option you've taken. And we have 1 more. Come on guys, we can do this. 1 more. Up we come. And then what we're going to do is we're going to try and take this into something called our teaser move. So before we do that, if you've got weights, put them to one side. Let's just take a hug in again. Let's be gentle with our spine. So we're breathing in, we're pulling in our core, bringing up our legs, breathing out. And release away, breath in, breath out. You can even lift your head now if you wish. And bring yourself down. So taking the feet so that they're hip width apart. Actually no, we won't. We want the legs together for this one. So slightly away from the body. We're going to lift up our right leg. We've got our knees together, but the right leg is in the air. Now you might when you come to here, that's absolutely fine. You're still working your core. You're coming up and you're working it to here. But if you can, you're going to try and bring yourself all the way up. We're only going to do 4 on either side. Keeping the left foot nicely and flat onto the mat. So that's 4. Breath out. 3. This is a real difficult move, this one. So, you know, if you're not being able to come up, then don't feel too bad. I've worked a long time to get to this point. The last one now, and this is the best exercise for core work. So this really will work your muscles around the stomach here. So taking the arms back over, let's do 4 with our left leg up. So that's 4. Again, don't throw yourself up. Let's be kind to our spines. Just 2 more. So it's 2. Keeping that right foot nicely firm on the floor. Last one. Bringing yourself up. And then bring yourself all the way back down. Taking that leg down, taking the weights away. Let's give ourselves a nice hug again. So breathing in, core tight. Legs up, breathing out, core tight. And if you want, you can bring your chin towards your knees. Release down, but keeping the core tight. Breath out. Or breath in, I should say. Breath out as we squeeze in. Excellent. Okay, we're going to come up, we're going to do a few classic Pilates, roll up, roll downs. We're going to do a little bit of more arm work with our weights and our bands. And then we'll take some relaxation after some stretching. So bringing our legs up and start to roll like a ball. Now, we get a nice massage here on the spine. If it's too much for you, roll over and push yourself up from your side. If you have low blood pressure, it's advisable to come up from the left. So bringing our legs in, hands behind the backs of the thighs, and you start to roll. You massage that spine. Try not to put the feet down as you come up. It doesn't matter if you put your feet down, it doesn't matter. You can still roll like the ball, and you can still massage your little spine if it's good for you. And then coming up here. Look, we're going to come round. We're going to come round onto all 4s. Okay, so this is a all 4 position. So we're going to come up to our stand-in, and we're going to do some Pilates roll up, roll downs, which works the whole of the spine, and it's a real good classic move in Pilates. So taking your toes under at the back, pushing yourself back so that you're seated on your heels, bring your hands back towards your knees, push your knees up, bringing the hands a little bit closer, pushing yourself up so that the feet are flat on the floor. Give yourself a hang here, just hanging down wherever you may be, you can take hold of your elbows. You might want to do a little gentle swing, just to release out the bottom part of your spine. Keeping the core tight though, don't let it go. Maybe nod the head yes, shake the head no, releasing the neck. Then taking the hands down to the front of the legs. Try not to lock out the knees, and then start to roll yourself up. Taking the hands to the front of the legs. Core tight, squeeze the glutes. Standing up, the shoulders will go back and down, the neck comes up, and finally the head. So that's our Pilates roll up, and it's the same thing. We roll down, we roll up. We work every single vertebrae in our spine, and the slower you can take it, the better it is for your spine. So shoulders nicely back and down, standing tall, breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth, core tight, drop the head down, shoulders come down, the upper back will come down, mid-back and the lower back. Just go to your point of tension and rolling down. Hold it wherever you are. Hold it for a couple of breaths there. Then you're taking in a deep breath, pulling in the core. And as you breathe out, hold the core tightly and gently roll yourself all the way back up. One vertebrae at a time. Squeeze the glutes, protect the spine, pull the core in, protect it. So if you find as you're going down, you can't do it, you know, when I say breathe in and just breathe out as you roll down, if you find that you can't do it in one breath, it's not an issue. Take the next breath in, take the next breath out, but each time you make sure you've got that core as tight as you can. So shoulders back and down, breath in, breath out, so the head goes down, the core's tight. The shoulders come forward and down, the upper back drops, the mid-back drops, the core is tight, and the lower spine, the glutes are squeezed, and then hang. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, roll all the way back up again. Shoulders, neck, and head. This time we're going to come down, onto our all fours positions, and we're going to do a few press-ups. We're going to work out arms. So we're going to have options for the press-ups, so don't panic. Shoulders back and down, breath in, breath out, chin to chest. Shoulders coming down, core's tight, upper back, mid-back, and the lower back. Now if you can't get to the floor with the legs straight, bend the knees, bend at the knees. Walk yourself forward and come down into your all four position. So we're going to do some just normal press ups here, so elbows going out and pressing ourselves down. Okay, if you want to take your toes so that you're in a nice plank position and you want to come down from there, then again, do that. Okay, so we just got to do a few of those, not to worry how many you do. When you've done 4, we're going to take our legs wide, toes together, and we're just going to go into our child's pose. Stretching our arms away, don't relax them, keep the core tight, stretch the arms away, pull those shoulders, open the top of the spine, open the top of the back, the shoulders, and relax. Let the core go. Just a couple of breaths here, and we're going to come up, we're going to do some tricep press-ups. Just 4, I'm not going to do a lot. Bringing ourselves back up, we're going to do 4 of these when we do 4 of normal press-ups. So we're going to do some tricep press-ups. You know, if you could just do that even, that's absolutely fine. So taking the legs a little bit further away, and then arms in. So that this time the elbows are not going out, they're coming down. And we're working ourselves from here. Again, you can take your toes up, and you can push yourself up from there. Bringing the knees down, taking the legs wide, toes together, and back down. Pull the arms away. Open the shoulders. And relax. Coming back up. You're going to do some normal press-ups again here. Just four wherever you want. You might want to do two while we're here. So you might just want to do, taking the legs a bit further away and just doing two here. You might want to do all four here. You might want to go up into full plank, doing them there. Okay? I'm finding that quite difficult now on my arms, and I'm not going to damage my spine. I noticed my spine was bending slightly there, so I'm going to take my press-ups here. I'm still working my arms, which is the idea today. One more, and then sitting back, legs wide, coming down, pulling away with your arms, and then resting, letting everything go. Only coming back up, doing that final four with our tricep press-ups. So your choice of where you want to do them, taking the legs further away, for me is a good one. And we're just going to do four here. So that's four, core tight, three, breathing out as you push up, two, and one. Okay, legs wide. One more little stretch away with the arms. And then relaxing. Okay, bringing ourselves back up onto all fours and bringing a weight, if you've got a weight, water bottle, bring that close by because we're going to do some tricep kickbacks using a weight here. So we're on all fours, okay? You take hold of the weight, you're bringing it up and you're kicking it back. Okay, we're just going to do 8 here. So if you haven't got any weights, again, as I said previously, you squeeze that fist, you make the arm work, and you bring it back from here, okay? All the time pulling our core tight. So let's do 8 of those. So we've got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Taking that back down. Take it over into the other hand. Let's do 8 there. So we've got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, let's take that back over into the other hand. Do another 8 on this side. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's roll that over to our other hand. Keeping that core tight, don't let that core go, guys. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and put that down. Amazing. Let's give our arms a bit of a shake now. Give them a bit of a rest out. Wrists might be feeling a little bit tired. Swirl them around, swirl them back the other way. And then coming down. So we're just going to gently push forward here, keeping the arms straight, not bending the arms, just pushing forward into the wrists, allowing the wrists to release off. Just gently, nothing too strenuous here. Then take the hands so that the palms are facing sideways to the mat, and the same again, just gently pushing forward there. Maybe you want to go to side with that. We're releasing off the wrists. Do what's good and comfortable for you, keeping the core tight though, don't forget the core. And then finally we can take the hands so they're facing towards us, and again, just gently moving back and forwards, releasing off our hands there and the wrists. And stopping there, bringing the hands up, clasping them together now and just rolling them around. Both ways, whatever way is good for you, releasing off those wrists, releasing off those hands. We've been using them quite a bit today. And then a little bit of a shake. Excellent. Okay, final bit with our band now. Similar to what we was doing when we was on the floor, we're going to be doing it standing. Excuse me while I just blow this candle out. Let's just run out of oil on the top there. Okay, so if you've got the band, you take it and you put it underneath your feet, stretch it out so we've got a nice stretch. Feet are hip width apart. Oops, excuse me, goodness gracious me. That wasn't got caught on my toe. That's it, that one. Okay, so if you haven't got a band, then everything that we're doing, you're going to be doing again, squeezing your fists. Taking out there, keeping the fists tight as we do it. Okay, so if you've got the band, you're coming with me. So let's start with our triceps up. So it's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Don't forget to keep the core tight. We're going to take our arm out. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Don't lock the knees out. Let's take that on the other side. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Core tight. 3, 2, and 1. Don't forget, breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Taking the band away now. I'm just going to do some exercises there. It's taking our feet slightly wider than hip width now, a slight bend in the knee. And we're going to take our arms out in front. We're going to all clench our fists. Okay, we're going to take them up, down, up and down, up and down, up, down. Taking them out to the side, circles forward. 8, 7, 6, 5. Keep those fists tight. 3, 2, and 1. Core tight. Backwards. 8. Breath in through the nose and the out through the mouth. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's take them up. 8, 7. Keep the fists tight. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You could also do this with the weights in the hands if you wanted. Bring them out in front. Let's circle. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now reverse that. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it there. Let's split the arms. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing. Good work, guys. Okay, let's do a little bit of stretching. So taking our right arm up, bending it down behind the back, taking our left hand gently onto the elbow and pushing it down. So we'll be going knees slightly bent, core tight, and gently pushing down so our hand is between our shoulder blades. If that's too much for you, just up here, that's absolutely fine. Stretching out our arms now, we're working our arms a lot. Split them open. Let's take that on the other side. Feel the stretch there. Keeping the core tight, don't relax it. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Releasing those arms down, taking the right arm across, holding it with the left arm just above the top of the arm here, squeezing it across, core tight. Take that onto the other side. Clenching our fingers, turning them away from us, bringing them up and pushing our arms away, breathing in, gentle bend over to the right, back to centre, gentle bend over to the left. Actually, I've reversed this, haven't I? I'm now on my left. Sorry guys if I've confused you, if you're watching me. Last time, over to my right for me, could be your left for you. Coming up to the centre, bring our arms down, give them a little shake. We're going to come down to our mat now. We're going to do some little few stretches down there for our legs, and then we're going to come into some relaxation. So coming to the top of the mat, bringing yourself down from our Pilates, roll up, roll down, standing nice and tall, shoulders back and down, taking a breath in. And as you breathe out, allow the head to drop down, followed by the neck, core tight, squeeze the glutes, bringing the shoulders down, the upper back, your mid back and your lower back. Bend your knees if need be, walking yourself around onto the mat. Bring yourself round to seated or from the side and laying down onto your back. If you're coming down with me, we're going to come down as we did at the beginning. Feet firmly on the mat beneath you. Arms out in front. Let's C-curve ourselves down. If it's too much, take behind the legs. Hold it here. Holding it there. Keep the core tight. Come down a little bit more. Hold it. And then all the way down to the floor. Arms overhead. Let's take a final stretch here. So if it's knees together as we did at the beginning, all the way. Don't forget pulling in the core, pushing the back down into the mat. Stretching away, flexing the feet and pointing the toes, or squeezing the legs together if you have your knees bent. And then relax. And I want you to take your hands around. Just going to do a little bit of stretching here, side stretching. So you can either take it from that width apart as we did at the start of the practice, moving our legs that way. You can do it with our feet so that the hip width apart. You can do it that way. On my favourite, taking my right leg over my left, taking my arms out to the side, breathing in, pulling in the core. And as we breathe out, we drop the legs over to the left. And we allow that stretch to happen there. Get to that point of tension that's comfortable for you and totally relaxed. Trying to keep the shoulders, both shoulders on the mat, not lifting them up, trying to keep them down. If you're going to compromise from the shoulders, I would lift the legs back up a little bit. Relax there, really relax into it. Let the stomach go, let everything go. Feel a little bit more opening for the shoulders. You can take the arms up into cactus so they're bent at the elbows. Your practice, your choice. Breathing into tensed areas and ask them to soften. Wherever you are, breathing in, pulling the core tight, and at the same time we bring the legs back to centre. If you've got them crossed, uncross them, get yourself nice and central. Then let's take that on the other side, taking your left leg over your right if you're crossing them, breathing in, pull the core tight, breathing out, keep the core tight as you drop the legs over to the right hand side and allow them to relax there. Let everything go. You can take your gaze over to the opposite arm if you wish. But really start to relax. Now we're unwinding, winding down. On the next breath in, pulling in the core, and at the same time bringing the legs to centre, uncrossing them if you have them crossed, and getting your neutral spine. And we're just going to take our right leg in and pull it in close. Going and take it up into half a happy baby pose if you can. That's lifting it up so that the foot is flat and towards the ceiling, pushing the knee in towards the elbow and bringing it down. You can take the opposite leg long if that's good for you, if that works for you, or you can leave it up on the mat. Just a gentle stretch here, we're not holding it for too long. And then releasing it down. Let's take that on the other side, left leg up, taking on the outside of down, pulling it in, taking the opposite leg long if you want. And then bringing them up, bringing the other leg up. See if you can do both legs. Again, it's your choice, you don't have to do this, you can just leave the feet on the floor and just stretch. So you could leave your legs there and just stretch by moving windscreen wipers from side to side. It's all good. And then if you want, you can do a little gentle rock here too. Together, if you've got the feet down, bring them up. Let's take our final hug. So breathing in, pulling in the core, breathing out, core tighter, squeeze the legs in, bring the head up if you wish, and squeeze tight, and release. Do that again, breath in, breath out. Taking the feet down to the mat now. Let's take them long. We're going to start to really relax. So let the feet drop out. If you've still got lower spine issues, take your feet here, mat width apart, knees locked in. And allow the things to drop out. Taking the arms away, this time we're going to take them down. We're going to ground ourselves. So we're going to let the energy be locked in and grounding us. So lifting the shoulders up. Gently moving the head from side to side. Next time you come to the right hand side, allow the head just to drop there and hold it there for a few moments. And gently moving the head again from side to side. And then next time you come to the left, allow the head just to sit there. You can release your core now as well, you don't have to hold that anymore. We're really coming into relaxation. Bringing the head back to centre, lifting the chin towards the chest, keeping the core tight there. Allowing it to go back down with the core tight. Release the core and release the head. Feel the weight of that head into the mat. Slow breathing now, soft, gentle breathing. Allow the toes to relax. The soles of your feet, the top of your feet, your heels and your ankles. Both feet totally relaxed. Relax your calves, your knees and your thighs. Your legs fully relaxed and heavy into the mat beneath. Relax your glutes, your pelvis, your lower spine, your mid-spine and your tummy, your upper spine and your chest. Allow the fingers, the palms of your hands and the back of your hands to feel heavy, feeling the beat of the floor beneath you. Relax your wrists, your lower arms, your elbows and your upper arms. Both arms fully relaxed and heavy. Relax your shoulders now. Let the tension drift away. Relaxing your neck and your head. Finally, let's rest our face. So relax our mouth, let the jaw just go and relax. Relax your cheekbones. Your eyes soften. Your lids closed. Relax your eyebrows. Let the tension release from your temples and your forehead. Everything's released out at the top of your head. Your whole self relaxed into the mat, heavy, grounded and soft. A natural breath rising and falling softly and gently. Now let's realign our chakras. So in the center of your core by your belly button, start to work in a clockwise motion, visualizing a very slow clockwise motion from the belly button, getting bigger across the stomach, and a clockwise motion widening across the top of the legs and the chest, widening even more across the knees, bringing the arms and the fingertips as it widens. To the lower legs and the neck. Slow clockwise motion moving. And then bringing in your feet and your head. Your whole body working in a clockwise motion. Stop and rest. Stay still. Any thoughts that come into your head, just acknowledge them and let them go. Start to bring ourselves back now. Visualize the room that you're in. Start to take some small movements in your fingers and in your toes. Taking a few big deep breaths. Start to lift your shoulders. Start to move your legs a little bit more. When you're ready, bringing the feet up so they're flat onto the mat. Just waking yourself up slowly. Get the movements you need to do to bring yourselves back and waking yourself up. And then when you're ready, just when you're ready, take yourself over onto your side, making a pillow with your arm, resting your head. We're going to take some deep breaths and fill our lungs with some fresh air. So breathing in through the nose, filtering that air, taking it into the lungs. Big breath in now. more time. Big deep breath. Keeping the eyes closed if you can. Bringing yourself round to all fours. Looking down at the floor. And just flickering your eyes open at the ground. Then curling your toes under and walking your fingertips back towards your knees. And pushing your knees off of the floor. Knees up, toes curled under. Bringing our fingertips a little bit closer now, pushing ourselves up so our feet are flat on the floor. And just hang for a moment, hang like a rag doll. Then take a huge bend in your knees. We're going to come up very slowly because we don't want any head rushes. Take your hands to your hips and slowly, holding the core tight, squeeze the glutes, bringing yourself all the way up to standing, neck, finally your head. Shake those arms, shake yourself out. Take a big deep breath in, breath out. Taking the feet together, breathing in. Taking your palms together, bringing them down to your heart centre. Give yourselves a bow and thank yourselves for coming to this practice. Well done, guys.